3. Ow. I just punched the wall. Dang it. Hi Pugs, you look beautiful today. This week is top 10 week on This Is Our Story. I decided very quickly that I was going to try and talk about my top 10 favorite shows that I've ever been to, which is kind of like picking your favorite children if you had 50 or 60 something kids to pick from. Maybe that's a bad metaphor. But regardless, I was able to narrow down 10 of my favorite shows that I've ever been to. In no particular order. Here they are. Okay. Number 1 is actually the first small venue show that I ever attended, which I like to consider my first concert. This show was All-Star Weekend at the Grog Shop in Cleveland, Ohio on September 12, 2010. This day was not only the first small venue show that I ever attended, but was also the first time that I ever got to meet a band. For someone who had never gotten the chance to do this before, this was like a huge deal, like, whoa, stop everything, this is actually happening. I was just this completely starstruck little 14? I think it was 14-year-old at the time, and I could barely form coherent sentences. And regardless of anything that has happened with the boys of All-Star, since then, it was definitely a show to remember. Just being in such an interesting and intimate atmosphere that was nothing like anything I'd ever experienced before was definitely something special. Number 2 is Mariana's Trench at the Fillmore in Detroit, and that was June 14th, 2013. At this point, I had never seen Mariana's Trench before live, and I was beyond excited because I had heard nothing but good things about how Mariana's Trench were live. I still do adore their music so much, and I could not wait to hear so many of my favorite songs of theirs live. And the show completely blew any expectations I had out of the water. It was so much better than I could have ever possibly dreamed it would be. The production behind it was incredible. Everything about it was just great. They know how to put on an absolutely spectacular show. Number 3 was Brand New at the Intersection in Grand Rapids on September 14th, 2013. This was an absolutely legendary show. Like, I mean that. If you ever have the chance to see Brand New live, just do it. Brand New to me is like this huge deal. They played Deja Entendu front to back, as well as a bunch of other songs from their different albums. And I got to hear my 2 favorite songs of theirs, which are also 2 of my favorite songs ever, Sic Transit Gloria and De Gosser. I will probably never recover from hearing those songs live, and I'm okay with that. Number 4, Fall Out Boy at the Fillmore in Detroit on May 22nd, 2013. This was the first tour that Fall Out Boy did after returning from their hiatus. Because it was in such a small venue, I think the Fillmore can hold like probably around 2,000 people. It sold out like that, but I was able to get front row balcony, which was like the next thing up from a general admission ticket. So, you know, you take what you can get. It's Fall Out Boy. Come on. Hearing songs that I've been a fan of since I was in middle school. There's not many things that I still enjoy from those dark ages, so pretty cool. And they played Death Valley, and let me just paint you a picture of how this song went for me. In my video of Death Valley, it is about 30% the band and 70% dying animals screaming in the background. Oops. Number 5. Imagine Dragons, also at the Fillmore in Detroit on March 1st, 2013. Imagine Dragons is also like a huge deal for me. At that show, I was able to weasel my way up from the back to the 3rd row, and after that tour, they started playing arenas and like selling out big, giant venues, so the fact that I was able to get 3rd row general admission at an Imagine Dragons show is still like, wow. Seeing Radioactive live, I think that's an experience that I would say everyone needs to experience. Numero 6, All Time Low and Pierce the Veil, also at the Fillmore. That was May 1st, 2013. Everything about that tour was mind-bogglingly good. This was my first time ever hearing Pierce the Veil live, or hearing most of their music in general, and I was a little wary because at the time they weren't really my style of music. Saying that makes me cringe now. The craziest thing happened at that show. The second, and I kid you not, the second that they started playing, like before Vic even started singing, I was like, yep, I'm in love with this band. Alright, sign me up. It's over. It's done. And then for All Time Low, I had Side Stage. Take me back, please. I will never, ever, ever, ever be over that. Number 7, Action Items Resolution Tour in Grand Rapids at the Pyramid Scheme on February 5th, 2013. This show, while it was an incredible actual concert, this is in my top 10 more for the memories I made at that show. Some of the conversations I had with the boys of Paradise Fears on this day are some of my favorite memories I've ever made anywhere. The show happened to be incredibly undersold. There were literally 15 people in VIP. Regardless of the fact that like no one was there, it was still one of my favorite days ever. Number 8, Paradise Fears at the iLounge in Pontiac on June 8th, 2012. This was the Sanctuary Tour, PF's first headliner. This show, I can say with certainty, is definitely my favorite show that I've ever been to, both because of the actual show and the memories that were made before and after it. The set was perfection. They played old songs like Kid Demand and Fall on Me. Everything about it was just perfect and wonderful and amazing. And if I had to pick one night to go back to, it would be that one. No hesitation whatsoever. It would be that one. Number 9, the Everything's Fine Symphony Soldier Tour, which was the Cab and the Somerset at the Crowfoot Ballroom in Pontiac on February 3rd, 2012. This tour was just all around perfection, from the headliners to the supporters, which were He Is We, Days Difference, and Paradise Fears. My only complaint about the show is the fact that the venue decided to change the start time of the show closer to the time of doors, so by the time I got in, Paradise Fears was more than halfway through their set. Last but not least, Paradise Fears at the Studio at Webster Hall in New York, New York on August 18th, 2013. This was the last show of a stretch of 5 shows that me and a couple of my friends attended on the Battle Scars tour, and this show just blew everything that we had experienced on this tour prior to that day. Just way, way away. I've never been in a crowd with that much energy. The guys were just feeding off of it. Everything was just absolutely nuts. There's something about New York crowds that is just freaking next level. It was one of those shows that kind of just left me feeling like totally in love with everything about life. I just wanted to hug everyone I saw. And those are my top 10 favorite shows that I've ever attended. I will see you guys next week. Bye!